Hi everybody, welcome back to A Glittery Life. I know you're probably thinking, whoa, what happened? Where is she filming? I'm filming at my parents' house. I'm at home, it's Thanksgiving vacation, and they just happen to have a great setup as far as they've got this like center island in their kitchen so I can film some videos that I've been wanting to film for you for quite a while, but I just don't have space for. And I know, my hair, that's really what you're thinking. You're not thinking, what kind of background is that? You're thinking, what did she do to her hair? Well, listen, you guys know that I put the highlights in this summer, and I've just been waiting to go this kind of like raspberry color. It doesn't really, it's hard to see the raspberry, it just looks kind of really red, but in person it's like a very kind of like raspberry color. So anyway, you know what? You only live once. And if you are new to my channel, you might not even notice anything different, but the backdrop is different and the hair, this is its YouTube debut. So anyway, let me know down below what you think about it. If you have something nice to say about it. If you don't have something nice to say about it, then keep it to yourself because I don't really care. I'm finally getting to film one of the videos that you guys ask for all the time. This is probably my most requested video, and it is how to clean your makeup brushes. So I'm gonna do a great tutorial. Now listen, there are all kinds of how to clean your brushes tutorials out there, and I have watched a lot of them, and I cannot believe how some people are telling you to clean your brushes. I promise you, this is a great way to clean your brushes, a great way to take care of them. Your brushes are an investment. Even if you are only spending $1 or $3 on a brush, they're still an investment, and you still want them to last long, and this is going to be a great way for you to keep your brushes lasting for a long time and in great condition. So let's do this. Let's clean some brushes. I'm going to show you, I'm going to insert some footage right now of the stuff that I'm going to be using to clean brushes. You're going to see that I'm going to use the London Brush Company brush soap. This is my favorite. And today we're using the English Lavender. I'm almost out of this and I'm really sad about it. And I've got a bunch of dirty brushes. I am certainly not going to wash all of these on camera. That would be really boring. These are the Mac Pro cases that I keep my dirty brushes in. And that is how I know that is how I know it's time for them to get clean. And then also we've got the Benjamel brush trees. This is the small, medium, small brush tree. And then we have the large, the mega brush tree. And the very last thing that you're gonna see me using are brush guards. And you can get both the brush tree, the Benjamel brush tree, and the brush guards. You can get those on beautylish.com. And if you've never ordered anything with Beautylish, your first order is you get $10 off for free, basically. I think it's like $10 off, like 25 or 30 or something like that, or it might just be $10 off, I don't know. But you're gonna see me use these brush guards as well. So we're gonna head over to the sink right behind me and wash up some brushes. So you can see I'm using the London Brush Company Goat Milk Brush Shampoo. And this package right here, I could probably wash about 200 or 250 brushes with one soap cake. And you can see the inside, it is like a cake of soap. It's dry right now. You can see that I've already kind of hit the pan in it. We'll probably use the rest of this up by the time we're done with this video. You never want to wash your brushes in warm or hot water, because if any of that water gets in the ferrule of your brush, which this is the ferrule of your brush if you aren't aware of that right here, this part, any type of warm water is going to loosen this up. So I'm going to stick my brush in the water and I'm going to angle it down the whole time that it's in the water, and I'm just going to get it damp. I'm just going to get it wet. Now that my brush is wet, I'm going to shake a little bit of the water off. I'm going to come back with my brush soap cake, and I'm just going to spin this in here just like that, picking up some soap. And now on my hand, I'm just going to really kind of work that soap in just like this. And then I'm going to come back over here to cool water, and I'm going to rinse. Now I'm gonna wring it out, and then I'm gonna give it a couple good shakes, really kind of shaking any excess water out. And then I'm gonna just take this right here. Then I'm gonna take this brush, and I've got a paper towel right here, and I'm just gonna set it there while I wash some of my other brushes. Now, I don't know if you can see how dirty this one is. The lighting is a little bit dim over here. I didn't move my lighting over, but just kind of getting this wet from the tip of the brush. And I'm gonna just dip this back in here. And basically, just by rinsing it, just by swirling it around in the brush soap, it basically cleans it. I'm just gonna really make sure, because this is a foundation brush and I don't want any of that foundation to cake inside of here. That's what breaks down your brush hair and causes your brush hairs to break and fall out and just not give you a nice smooth application for your foundation. And at the bare minimum, you are gonna wanna wash your foundation brushes once a week. So you can see how clean that got that. Now, sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll do I'm gonna do 3 at once. And just to show you how easy that is, I'm just gonna get them just a little water on them. I'm gonna stick them in here, swirl them all around together, work them around on my hand together. Because washing your brushes the right way, it's time consuming. So little tricks like this help. And my hand is kind of really acting as like a water guard, so that I haven't stuck my brush under the water to rinse it and to get that soap out. I'm just working it around in my hand, and really that's gonna keep these brushes in great condition. And shake them off. Okay, so I just, now as you can see, I have a bunch of clean brushes here, and so now I'm going to hang them to dry, because that is the best way to dry your makeup brushes. Now there's all kinds of, you can lay them flat to dry, but the best way to dry your brushes so that they look new and keep their shape and last years and years and years like they should is to dry them hanging upside down and with a little brush guard. So what this is kind of like a little mesh net, and they're so awesome. They just slide over the top of your brushes like that, and then they go down and they basically just to a point, and they keep your brush, all the brush hair, they suck it all together, and then it's gonna dry perfectly. So I'm going to I'm gonna put this one in my little, like my small to medium brush holder, because you can see that it fits perfectly in that one. Now I'm gonna take a larger brush guard, and this one kind of has a little bit nice of this larger brush guard will keep this foundation brush nice and tight, and you can see I'm gonna stick it right in the large brush tree. Now the thing I like about the large brush tree is that you can stick a lot of brushes in one little pocket, like one little circle, whereas the small brush tree, you really basically can get one, like your eyeshadow brushes, your concealer brushes, your any sort of like skinny handle brush, like fits fine in this. But this, you can get multiple brushes. So I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna put, so this has a Wayne Goss brush in it, and I'm gonna put this Mousse Stuff blush brush in there too, and show you, so that because you think, gosh, there's not that many holes to put your brushes, but watch this. So this is gonna go right up next to this guy and just hang like that perfectly. And I could probably still get another smaller brush there if I needed to. So when you're washing a lot of brushes at once, like I frequently am, between these two trees, I can basically dry any brushes that I need to. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep putting these brush guards on here. And I get the multi-pack of brush guards so that there's all kinds of different shapes and sizes. And to be honest, over the years, I've actually even cut some of my brush guards in half, because you don't quite need all of that brush guard to make them last longer, or so that I can double my brush guards. You don't need this whole thing on here. So I'm gonna stick that one right up in there. And for some of these, you know, obviously like the 239 brush from MAC, you know, I don't put a brush guard on this. This thing's like so tiny. I used to have really, really tiny brush guards. I don't know where they are, but I'm certainly gonna put one on the NARS number 41 diffusing brush. And honestly, I feel like anytime that I take my brushes off the brush trees, take the brush guards off, they're dry, I feel like I have brand new brushes. It's such a great thing, because sometimes your brushes like kind of lose their, you know, shape and get a little bit crazy. Here's one you can see that I've cut this one in half because here's a long one. This one I've cut in half. We'll stick this on a MAC 217. Oops, that's a little too big for that one. Those little tiny baby ones are harder to come by, and so I typically do cut those so that you can see it's got a much shorter brush guard on it, but it does just the same trick. I've got the Chanel flat foundation brush, and I'll stick, this is kind of a larger guard, but I don't really need this one to be real tight. I want it just to keep its shape enough, and so you can see that gives it a perfect shape. And we'll stick that in here with this Morphe foundation brush. And there you guys have it. It's so easy. It is a little bit of an investment because I think this is $24 and $34 for the brush trees. It's a great thing to ask for Christmas. It honestly makes your brush drying life so much easier. Really nice, because gone are the days where I have to take a hanger, clothespins, rubber bands, and kind of try to get them all on there. This just makes it so much easier. I just put them out on the counter to dry. I typically will turn my overhead ceiling fan on and get some air ventilation, and sometimes they're dry within an hour. If your place is cold, then it'll you need a little bit longer, maybe a couple hours, or dry them overnight and they'll be ready for you in the morning. But honestly, usually typically within an hour with that overhead fan circulating, they're completely dry, and you're gonna feel like you have new brushes every time you wash them. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and thumbs up this video if you learned something. Thumbs up this video if you like to wash your brushes. You really need to be washing your brushes on a regular basis. They absorb bacteria from your skin, and also too, clean brushes give you a great application, especially those foundation brushes. Like I said, minimally foundation and concealer brushes need to be washed every single week. Now, for the most part with my eyeshadow brushes, I spot clean them, and I'll give them a deep clean, every week or two, something like that. But I try to spot clean them in between use. So with just a little spray and a paper towel or a soft towel. So anyway, like I said, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll subscribe. If you just stumbled upon me because you were searching how to clean your brushes, hey, subscribe, stick around, stay a while, and you've got a lot of videos to catch up on. Anyway, you guys have a great day, and see you later.